I want to talk about something unpleasant, which is really the purpose of a living will and kind of the practical application of when a living will is relevant. So first of all, we don't want to confuse a living will with a last will, very similar sounding names, very different tools. A last will is essentially who gets your stuff after you pass away. A living will is a healthcare advance directive, and it's really designed to be utilized toward the end of somebody's life. And the idea is that if you are in an end stage terminal condition with no real likelihood of coming out of that terminal condition with any meaningful quality of life, then what do you want to happen? If you don't have a living will, the end of life has the potential to be a highly uncomfortable, even painful situation. And that's because these emergency measures might be used to prolong your life, like intubation, being put on a ventilator, right? Intubation is forcing a tube through your trachea, through the airway, because you can't breathe by yourself. And the ventilator is the process of the machine that helps breathe for you. Having a PEG tube inserted, right? It's basically a tube that goes right into your stomach to help provide nutrition and food, because if you're not eating on your own. CPR, right, which involves the compressions that you see in the movies, but the reality is that that can be very painful and crack ribs and things like that. Now, that's not to say all these tools, these medical tools, are really, really useful and even though they're painful, if you have the ability to recover from your whatever is causing that situation, to have a quality of life and regain consciousness and leave the hospital, then those things are worth doing. But there will come a point in time in everyone's life where they get to the point where they're in this condition and no one really expects the doctors, more than one doctor are giving the opinion, your healthcare surrogate is agreeing that the reality of somebody coming out of this condition is not realistic. And so the idea is, at that point in time, not before, but at that point in time, do you want these potentially painful activities to be administered to you in a medical setting to prolong your life? And there's no right or wrong answer to that. If the answer, some people say, yes, you do whatever you have to do. I don't care how painful it is to prolong my life, even if it's just for another hour, because maybe they run in with the cure for what's ailing me in 45 minutes from now. And other people say, no, if I am in this end stage terminal condition and all the medical professionals agree that this is sort of it for me, then I'd rather those, what they call sort of Herculean efforts to keep me alive, be withheld. Instead, I want to be kept hydrated. That's normally important to people, and pain-free, and not unnecessarily crack ribs, and not unnecessarily force tubes down my throat or have a hole going into my stomach, because these are things that are not worthwhile at some point in time. So again, uncomfortable things to think about, but important things to think about, and have your wishes documented so that the doctors know if you are in this end-stage terminal condition. Terminal condition, what do we do? What do they do? You want to give them that instruction. You want to take the onus off of your relatives, and you want people to know what your decisions are in advance of needing them. That's the purpose of a living will or a healthcare advance directive. Hope this answers that question. If you have any other questions about anything related to estate planning, Medicaid planning, or probate throughout the state of Florida, please give us a call, set up a consultation. We're here to help. Thank you.